So Gemini, your week commencing the 14th of April forecast continues to see a lot of action in your connection to the wider world. Maybe professionally, maybe in your local community, perhaps you provide some kind of support or leadership role, or perhaps voluntary work too. And those demands are going to continue to be quite heavy right through to the end of this month, as Saturn shepherds Venus, the relator, and the money planet right through to the end of its journey in this phase in the sign of Pisces. But as you do start this week, the energy in the part of your chart to do with your alliances, your network, comes from the Sun, Chiron, but also Neptune. That's still very strong, but I feel the full moon last week saw you having to juggle where you applied your time. Maybe some of your energy needed to go towards your work situation. Maybe you do feel that you haven't had the opportunity to spend as much of your spare moments with the people you really want to be with. But the chance to reconnect with some significant people presents itself from Wednesday, where Mercury, your ruler, returns to the friendliest part of your scope. But it merges with Neptune for a few days. That can be an inspirational link, to be honest, if you are someone who really has got a long-term plan, which is much more visionary. It's not so much rooted in the more practical realm. It's much more about what inspires you. That gives you a significant celestial leg up. But it's towards the end of this week, because Mars moves into a very positive location for your sign in particular on Wednesday, but Mercury inches forwards and links back to Pluto in the part of your chart to do with knowledge, travel, but also your ability to articulate your message in a very powerful way. Pluto is about power, but it can be about revelations. If you never had an opportunity when you were younger to have formal education, or you would like to add to your professional skills, that position of Pluto is going to be really significant over the next few years. And if that all knits into what you're seeing you need for your future, Mercury's link with Pluto can trigger some thoughts or some actions which can be very decisive, particularly with Mars returning to the sign of Leo, because that feeds into the quick third house energy, which is very much part of your sign. But Mars in the third house can also be good for physical movement. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's a prompt to get on the move a lot more. Now, by the end of this week, as the Sun makes its way into your 12th house, which can be more reflective, and there probably will be moments over the next few weeks when you do want to just have some time to let recent events just work their way through you. But the opposition between Mars and Pluto, which presents itself at the end of this week, could see you in great form if you're someone who loves debating or loves sharing things online, or you are someone with a great knowledge. That will be a time when you can be very passionate about sharing the information you have. The trick with Mars opposite Pluto is to be aware that some people may see you as being somewhat too forceful. But of course, the Sun's move into the sign of Taurus also is interacting in a broad T-square with the position of Pluto and also Mars. So if you are discussing something, be conscious of whether you may be reacting to something because something within you, some kind of vulnerability, does get triggered. So just be conscious of that. Over the next week or so, for us all, we are going to see some intense energy because the Sun in Taurus, the position of Mars in Leo, and also Pluto in Aquarius are all in fixed signs. Your natural mutability, your ability to flex and flow, is actually going to be a real asset. You may encounter other people who seem to be a bit intractable in their approach, and if there are any powerful opponents in your particular sphere, they may show up towards the end of this week. So a degree of subtlety will be just as important as being very assertive. Please check out my new website at www.patrickarundell.com. You can download your amazing free natal birth chart, but also you can subscribe to your free daily written horoscope or book a reading with me personally. Please see below for more.